Hey, I'm Hannah. I'm 34 and I'm originally from California, basically from the Los Angeles area, but I lived in Seoul for about 6 years almost, doing various English teaching jobs slash professional foreigner types of jobs. But about a month ago, I moved to Osaka, Japan to go back to school. So really, my big personal challenge for this video was I wanted to try to talk directly to the camera, which I've never done in any of my videos, but I've been really resisting making this video, I think because of this personal push. So let's see the footage. Hello, this is Hannah, and this is my very first time filming myself on a camera. I don't feel very confident about it. Hi, this is Hannah, and today I want to introduce myself by speaking to the camera, which is the first time I've ever done, and I feel very uncomfortable about it. Hello, this is Hannah, and if this is our first time meeting, I am an aspiring full-time illustrator, previous English teacher who's been living in South Korea for about 6 years. I have the door open because I feel like the lighting looks better when I have the door open than when it's closed. But just maybe I will actually have it closed really bad. Okay, so let's redo this. Okay. Hi, this is Hannah, and this is my first time filming while looking at the camera, and I think I'm looking at the screen and I really don't want to. I need to do this today. When I moved to South Korea, I really thought that I would pursue more of a freelance and art licensing career, and that just really hasn't happened. And I am really disappointed by that. But first, I just want to do a quick introduction of my home. I showed my messy studio in a previous video, but I've been living here with my cat, Zukh, and also with my boyfriend, Sangjin, who's an entomology major, and we have a lot of insect specimens. We also have our little gecko, Gingko, oh shit, I'm gonna have to edit the shit out of this. Do you want to explain anything? Wait. Okay, show us your critters. There we go. Oh wait, that's the one.
This is a good fly.
That's horrifying. Let's look at that one. Okay. And we have some butterflies. More traditionally beautiful creatures. Ta-da! You can close it. Okay, I think that's enough. So originally this was going to be more of like a self intro, but instead this is sort of like starting over and a self intro. So basically I'm going to be making a self-portrait throughout this video. Someone actually suggested this in a comment on an old video of mine, I think an old sketchbook video. You can see it here. But honestly, I haven't thought about making a self-portrait at all in years, and I don't think I've made one since it was like an assignment in high school. So I thought it would be suitable for like an about me or a starting over at 34 kind of video. So here we go. So I'm starting over in my 30s in a new country and going back to art school. It's actually an illustration vocational school. Vocational schools in Japan are called Gecko. So this is I'm kind of going to like an art and design one, specifically in illustration. And it was really a really difficult process, frankly, to get all of my papers in order and apply to this school. It was much harder than it was when I moved to Korea to teach or work at actually an international school. I didn't even really think it was actually going to happen, but it did. I eventually made it here, and I'm really excited about it. But I think I've been so focused on my career and trying to figure out what I'm lacking there, that what I've really missed is what I truly lack, I think, is a feeling of confidence and being comfortable in myself and in my own human body. I feel like I can do really hard things. I was able to move to Seoul about 6 years ago. I worked 4 different types of jobs. I started working online through italki on my own as well, and I worked online. I started teaching to a startup, and so I've done a lot of things well in Seoul, and now I'm in a whole new country. Even though I speak Japanese a lot better than I spoke Korean, I'm really trying to get my illustration career off the ground, or at least that's sort of how I was viewing it, and I'm still viewing it that way. I'm starting over. I have given up. I pushed aside any kind of English career idea, and many of my classmates at this Senmongakko are straight out of high school, 18 years old. And I left, a pretty settled life. I left my boyfriend Sangjin and my cat Zukh, at least for now. And even Gingko the Gecko, who had a period of time that was kind of freaking me out a little bit when he was so little. I was afraid I'd hurt him, but now I think he's a cutie. But I've also left some friends, just loose acquaintances, people you kind of know as well, and any kind of potential connections I had in Korea. And frankly, I've been away from the US for so long, I don't really think I have any connections there either. And I left a good job and the possibility of pursuing an English teaching career. I could try to get a teaching credential. I already have a TEFL. And I could really build on that, maybe try to do international teaching, that kind of thing. But leaving the English teaching world is honestly, I'm totally cool with. I find that I have no regrets about that. I also don't really regret leaving, even though I miss my friends and I miss my boyfriend. I feel like Japan and Korea are so close that to me, it just felt like it was a logical distance that needed to happen. But really, the scariest thing for me right now is talking to a camera and posting it on YouTube. Or even just taking a picture with Sangjin sometimes makes me really uncomfortable. Or taking a picture with a group of friends. I always try to hide in the back. And I think that's kind of ridiculous. I'm an adult and I don't want to keep hiding myself. I've slowly been showing myself more on my YouTube channel in the thumbnails and sort of showing myself doing things. And that's been good for me, I think, but I've been doing no direct talking. I tend to only do voiceovers. And I felt so uncomfortable even just doing this stupid self-portrait. I felt like, oh, that doesn't look like me. I'm making myself look too good. I'm making myself look too bad. I shouldn't be drawing myself like this. Does this even look like me? Do I want to look at a picture of me to reference it? It was really over the top. And I don't want to live my life in fear of showing myself and facing myself all the time. I mean, I don't feel like I need to die on the hill of talking to the camera as my epitome of self-confidence. I think maybe that won't be for me for my YouTube channel. I really don't know. But I think it's a really good way to kind of push myself to face me and to not be so weird about it. It can be really hard for me to look at myself sometimes. I was flipping through pictures from 10 years ago when I visited my cousin who was actually working on Jeju Island in Korea. And in more than half of the pictures that my sweet cousin took of me, I have a hand in front of my face to cover myself. And I was 24 and I honestly looked great. And I was so weird about just taking a dumb picture. And I'm disappointed now that I don't have more pictures of me from that time. And now I'm 34. I've gained a lot of weight over the last 3 or 4 years. And it makes me so miserable to see any video or photographic evidence of it. Painting this self-portrait was hard. I didn't think it would be this hard. it's been kind of ridiculous. And just even getting myself to work on this painting every day was difficult. I made excuses that I had poor lighting because it was overcast that day, or it was too late in the day and I only had artificial lighting. I don't have enough time to really get started on it before it gets dark. And now that I'm done with it, I'm still like, well, that chin is fucked up and it doesn't look anything like me, and Zukh looks better than me anyway, which is fine. But I think I had no difficulty drawing Zukh because I think he's adorable and beautiful. But I didn't feel the same way about myself. So honestly, to make this big move and start over in Japan in my 30s isn't as scary as it is to just face me. I think moving can be a type of escape. It's been very exciting and I'm very happy. But at the same time, there is a bit of an underwhelming element. In the end, I am still me and I'm just in a new location. However, like, I am in a new environment. I'm going back to school. I've been getting assignments and, you know, it's been great to get critiques and see other people's work and talking to the teachers. And it's just been so much fun, I guess, to hear Japanese every day and to hear my name even during roll call and answer. It feels kind of surreal to me, to be honest. So there is an aspect where I really am glad that I've moved. But the day-to-day life in my apartment, coming home, doing my assignments all by myself, you know, I'm still me. I'm still in my own head. I haven't really changed. I'm really missing my cat. I'm missing Sangjin. I'm missing having company. I'm missing all of the familiarities that I had gained in Seoul. So, like, there's a part of me that kind of wonders if it was the right decision or worth it to make this leap. Mostly, like, was it necessary to come to Japan to go back to school? To me, the alternative was not sustainable. I loved my last job on paper. It was a great job at a private elementary school. I was working with friends and I was making new friends, I felt like, with my coworkers. I liked all my bosses. Even the kids were by and large quite sweet and hilarious, and I actually think kids are so funny, and I get a lot of joy out of being around them, at least in short amount of times. I did lose my patience with my third grade class second semester, but they were like super into Skibbity Toilet. If you don't know what that is, you're lucky. Just don't look into it. So I guess I don't regret the move away from English teaching. And I felt like the visas that were available to me in Korea were too limiting. I couldn't get what I wanted to do. So I am happy that I'm pursuing illustration and I'm learning from teachers. But I think I could have also maybe done that somewhere else or on my own. But it was such an old dream of mine to go to Japan and study. I've been studying Japanese on and off since I was about 19. So 15 fucking years. And I actually passed the Japanese language proficiency test level 2, which is like the second most difficult level. But I passed it like 7 or 8 years ago, and I failed the first level twice. And I don't think I've really gotten much better since then. And frankly, I miss Seoul, even though it was smoggy and gross sometimes, and people spat on the street, and grannies would push me on the bus or on the subway. It was a place that I knew how the system worked. There was a lovely, cute cafe at every corner for me to try. And frankly, I had Sangjin with me to share my life with and to also help me. And now I'm on my own and I'm trying to learn this new system. I'm really struggling figuring out the different types of health insurance and my number card and foreigner card and all these things, while also taking classes. And I really need to start teaching English online soon because I need to still support myself. And I still want to keep researching to get freelance jobs because I've been trying to get more editorial work. I've only, frankly, gotten one job with a company for editorial, but it's been really exciting. So I just sort of sometimes feel like I'm on a hamster wheel of trying to change my life. I'm trying all these different things, but then I give myself more of a personal task like this, a self-intro and a self-portrait, and just talking about starting over in my life. And I've totally stalemated on making this video. I don't want to talk about myself. I don't want to see myself. This is going to be a really hard video for me to edit. And I think it's kind of ridiculous. I feel like I'm in my mid-30s now, and it's time to like have some self-confidence and believe in myself. I always, I think, kind of lie to myself that it's sort of out of humility or not wanting to like toot my own horn or be kind of self-deprecating to refuse to show myself. You know, it's like, oh, well, I don't want to take the spotlight kind of thing. But I think that fear of showing myself is actually a different kind of ego. It's that I feel like I'm not perfect enough, that I'm not likable enough, that I don't look good enough, that I'm not smart enough, and that I'm still just thinking way too much about me, and myself, and what other people think of me or view of me, and how I want a view of me. And instead of focusing on what's around me, because nobody really, I know, gives a shit. I know that logically, but I get so neurotic about wanting to be kind of perfect, and I don't want to be like that for the rest of my life. I feel like it's only going to get harder as I get older because I'm going to keep changing in how I look. I might gain more weight, I'll get more wrinkles, my skin will get worse, and I'll just get more and more weird about it. And so I think it's well past time for me to start on this journey of like self-acceptance. So in my self-portrait, there is me, and I'm holding my sweet kitty Zukh, and I have a cute bee fly clip. There are bee flies in the background to represent Sangjin and this clip. He studies flies in particular, but I really didn't want to paint houseflies or worse, flesh flies all over the place. But there are many species of flies that imitate bees, and there's actually a really cute one. If you just Google like cute bee fly, you can find it. I'll show it maybe here. So here it is, starting over, 34. Yes, I'm in Japan. Yes, I'm in school. Yes, it's awesome and exciting, and I'm so glad to be here. But I'm still me. I'm still neurotic. I'm still way too self-conscious. So I really want to start working on changing that right now. Okay. So, in the spirit of exposure therapy and trying to get over this, I am recording my closing right here. A month later after my previous one, and now I'm in Osaka. This is my new home. You can see some nice boxes in the background. That's how it is right now, and we're working on it. And I am working on it. Thanks for watching. Bye.